you have Superman run in there to try to stop a bank robbery and accidentally hit someone with a vault door and squish him and go, oh, damn, didn't mean to do that.
Right.
And now there are consequences to that. But if it were Miss Marvel breaking the arm of some biker because she's going to steal his bike, she can just do that. And everybody's cool with it.
I had some fallout myself during a feces accident. That the fallout just peeled the wallpaper off the walls.
Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes. Fallout.
Fallout, not the game series,
The TV series.
the Amazon Prime series.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
I didn't love it, but I liked it.
Did you play the game?
I played two of the games. I played Las Vegas and the original.
Okay.
I loved them both.
I played the first game for like the first 15 minutes of it, and I did the first 15 minutes 20 times, I think.
Because you couldn't get through it?
Well, I played for 20 minutes, I'm like, I'm going to come back to this. And then I would come back and go like, I don't remember what I was doing, so I'd have to start over. So I just would keep starting over and over again. So like the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes, like I had that down. But I could never get past that. So I don't know, the game wasn't for me.
All right.
But
I liked the game.
I remember when this was more than just this game. There were games that came out before this. There was other properties. I swear there was like an RPG that came out.
There was
like a tabletop.
Oh, there might have been.
They're like a tabletop game that came out with this, and just a bunch of other stuff. So I was familiar with the world, but I wasn't really familiar with characters and such. So I kind of came into this very new, and I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, there's 5-6 games total. It does pull. There's a lot of, oh, I recognize that. Oh, it's the guy from the... But you don't have to have that to appreciate the series.
I can say for certain. No, you don't, because I had no idea what the hell I was looking at. I still loved it.
It follows the tone of the games very close. It's silly.
That I caught.
It's over the top. It's goofy. It's meant to be goofy.
Right.
Dark humor, kind of.
Right. And like an interesting, weird play on 50s Americana and all of that, which I enjoyed all of that. I like that.
On top of, look, you throw Walt Goggins into anything. He's one of a handful of actors who elevates whatever he's in. Like Vice Principals by itself, very, very funny. You add him to the mix, it becomes an excellent show. Right? Or Righteous Gemstones. On it by itself, great, very funny, well done series. As soon as Baby Billy is introduced, suddenly it's just like, wow. He just elevates anything that he's in. So he's great. He does the same here. Yeah. Without him, it wouldn't have been as strong.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So I had some issues going into it because up until this point, a lot of the shows that we've been getting on Netflix, Amazon, all of them had this girl boss problem.
Yeah.
Right? So you'd have these female characters who didn't have any real character flaws.
Just no weaknesses.
And there were never any consequences for their actions. So they could get away with anything they wanted to do.
Right.
And, it's fine, it's cool, I'm a girl, and they did not do that.
No, it's handled more
not
realistic.
at all. She gets her ass handed to her several times. She makes mistakes, and those mistakes carry consequences.
Yeah.
Sometimes really bad ones. And because you gave her flaws, I really wanted to watch her succeed. Like, I really got invested in her, and I was like, I want to see her win. So...
I mean, that's interesting that you mentioned the girl boss thing, because the producer, the guy who started, John Nolan, brother of Sir Christopher Nolan.
Oh, okay.
But the writer, the creator, was Geneva Dworet. This is only her third project. She co-wrote the original Miss Marvel.
Okay.
And one of the Tomb Raider movies that tanked.
Huh. All right, so she knows all about girl boss.
But they didn't go that direction with it.
I wonder if that's her learning, or is it Jonathan Nolan or Jonathan? Is it Nolan turning around going, "Stop"? Nope.
I don't know. I'm sure we could find interviews where she talks about why that is, but I just found it weird that this chick who was part of the first run of invincible female characters with no emotional pathos to them at all, to suddenly, wow, a real, well-rounded character, she happens to be a woman,
Sure.
But she's got all the human traits that make her interesting. I just found it cool that it was the same writer. Maybe that is just her evolving, realizing, oh, that was stupid. This is boring.
I like to hope so. Because it's the one thing that's really missing from a lot of the writers in Hollywood now is experience.
Yeah.
They have no life experience. They have nothing to pull from.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, when they fail, blame everybody else, and so they don't grow.
Yeah. You're just transphobic and misogynistic. You couldn't handle it. Miss Marvel is invincible.
Exactly. So if she's not that kind of person, if she's more like, wow, I wrote this and it did not resonate, I need to find out why. Maybe my next characters will be better.
Do you think she asked, why didn't you like Miss Marvel? Because she's boring. Why? Because she's Superman. She's in no danger. Nothing. She's a god. What's the difference?
It's beyond no danger.
It's boring.
There are no consequences.
Right. So what's the point?
She can get away with anything.
But all of that means there's no stakes. There's no drama. I don't care. If Superman goes to break up a bank robbery, I don't need to. I know how it's going to go.
Right.
They're going to shoot at him. It's worthless. He's going to grab him, take him to jail. Superman's in no danger. It's boring. That's why they don't have him do street crime anymore.
Well, this is why you have consequences. You have Superman run in there to try to stop a bank robbery and accidentally hit someone with a vault door and squish him and go, oh, damn, didn't mean to do that. Right. And now there are consequences to that. But if it were Miss Marvel breaking the arm of some biker because she's going to steal his bike, she can just do that. And everybody's cool with it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Spot on. So I'm very glad with how they handled this much more realistically. Part of it might have been done for the comedy. Like, she grew up in the vault. Look at this fish out of water. That's an old comedy trope.
Yeah.
It works fine. It works. They did it well enough that she doesn't understand this world she's in. You
absolutely could have had her be the player character.
Yeah.
So you absolutely could have had her, fish out of water and have the funny moments, but then in combat, all of a sudden she's amazing and have her do things that have no consequences. You could have done that. It would have sucked.
It would have been boring.
And we would have hated it. But you didn't. You didn't go that route. You made her believable and a little bit more grounded and relatable.
Yeah. It's she's out to rescue her dad. She finds out her dad's a jerk. Deal with that. That's a lot more interesting than some karate fight where she beats up 6 cyborgs as if they were school children. That's not as interesting.
I also really, really loved the moment where they're going after the MacGuffin. And all of a sudden they have to stop and take a detour. And she's like, aren't we going after the MacGuffin? And it's the ghoul who's like, no, the rules of the wasteland. Thou shalt do every goddamn mini quest and side thing. Get distracted.
Thou shalt get distracted with every dumb bullshit that comes up.
Yes, that's the one. Because that's exactly what the game is. I want to do one quest, and I have to do like 12 other side quests to get there. And I realize the story is done that way. It's done where there is one quest. There's only one thing she has to do. And there's like a dozen side quests that spawn from it that you have to do in order to get there.
But I love that when she gets there, she realizes it was misguided. Okay, I've rescued him. Oh, by the way, he's responsible for the end of the world.
Well, this sucks.
Which was one of my peeves. Okay. Minor peeve. I really don't have any major complaints. The pacing, a couple times I felt was dragging on a little bit. There were a couple times where I was like, okay, I get this point. Next story, move on. That only happened a few times. I found the stuff going to 1955 was a lot more interesting than the modern end of the world stuff. Because I've seen post-nuclear West Coast before, a million times. This version of 1955, where we're at war with China and it's about to go down, that's a lot more interesting to me. And then when you find out what Vault-Tec is pulling the strings behind him, that was a much more interesting story than it's the end of the world and these people have to survive with zombies and mutant animals and all this weird shit.
I think for me,
it's okay.
I was looking for more and more connection between the past and present. And maybe we will get into a lot more of that in season 2.
I think you will, because they just opened the door to that. When you learn, Vault-Tec's responsible for all this shit. It wasn't China. It wasn't Russia. It was this billion-dollar conglomerate. Oh boy. You're not the good guys. You're the bad guys. You caused all this.
Yep. I really want to see where that goes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for another season. And from what I understand, the show's doing really well. A lot of viewers. So it's pretty much most definitely going to get a second season.
Yeah, it's been announced. They announced it when like 2 days or 3 days after the premiere. It was so huge. It became the number 2 watched show on Amazon Prime, right behind the Lord of the Rings thing.
Okay.
But the Lord of the Rings tanked off like this.
Yeah.
This shot up and stayed. People kept watching it. So it's coming back.
That is the trademark of a good show.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It's something that Disney certainly has not figured out. Because the shows that they've been releasing lately, they might start with people watching it, but it drops off so fast.
Yeah.
By the time you reach the end, you've lost most of the viewers. They don't care how it ends.
Yeah, oddly, that just happened this. I gave up on the Bad Batch.
Wow, really? It just got boring.
It's just
and
not
just
worth my time. I can't. It's dumb. They're trying to play into. Disney screwed Star Wars. They've retconned it so much that it's as convoluted now as it was with the legends and lore, the canon and legends, all that shit. It's just as confused now. Because you've tied, oh no, this isn't really the Force, this wasn't really Palpatine, she's not Skywalker. You've changed everything. There's witches now and zombies. It's just stupid. And you can tell the Bad Batch is like, what are some things we can tie in? What do you mean? We need people to be like, oh, that came from the Acolyte. I recognize that from Ahsoka. Oh, I recognize that. They tried really hard to do that. And it's pale and shitty and boring and stupid.
Oh,
and finally, I'm like, that's the first time I've ever given up on a Star Wars show. It's animated, so I don't really count it.
Well, we're going to talk about Star Wars later.
All right.
So that'll be in another episode. I feel like it's May. It's like the 25th anniversary, so
okay.
we'll talk about Star Wars.
All right.
As far as Fallout goes, a great show. Just a couple of moments here and there where I was like, yeah, they could have done that a little bit better. But as a whole, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I like it a lot, yeah.
Yep.
And I'll continue on with it.
I will too. Love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. So let us know. Did you watch it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? You excited for more?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Come on
so,
back.
like, comment, subscribe. See you in another episode.